What's going on, nerds? Beau Taylor, Roof Rants. You know what happens. I rant, and it's generally about roof topics. And it'll be the smartest stuff you ever hear in your life. So today's topic is various parts of door knocking and overcoming objections, your pitch, etc. Today's topic is overcoming some of the more common objections, and today's one is I don't have any damage, or I had it looked at by a roofer and I don't have any damage, or my insurance company was already out here and they said there's not any damage. Overcoming essentially those three, the I don't have any damage, assuming that we think there is damage. And I run into this a lot in DFW, is people they only take the low-hanging fruit. And so I'll run into claims all the time that it's clear damage, it's just it's not crazy bad. And so I have to get the homeowner off this idea that off this idea that they don't have damage, that they need to understand that there might be a chance they have damage, but let me look at it. I'm not an idiot, and I'll shoot you straight. I'll come down and either tell you there's damage or there's not damage. And so the way to get over that, and if you haven't seen the previous video, first things first is when I'm pitching, they answer the door and I start my little spiel. I want to overcome as many objections as I can before they ask them. And so if they've opened the door and they're still listening and I'm not losing their interest, I need to read them. But if I'm not losing their interest, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep answering every objection there is, especially by knowing the neighborhood. So you're going to pitch differently everywhere, at least you should be. And so if I'm in a neighborhood where some roofs have been approved, some have been denied, some people don't think it's legitimate damage, it was 3/4 inch hail, 5-6-year-old roofs, and there's a good portion of the neighborhood, I have to get them off the idea that there wasn't even any damage. They think my roof's fine, and educate them on the effects of hail over the long-term life of the roof. And so I'm hitting as many of those things. I'm going to touch on that beforehand because I'm going to prime them I already know what their objection is, so I'm going to hit it before. So I'll knock on their door where they answer. I'll say, hey, I'm Beau Taylor. I'm the contractor for a couple of your neighbors. We just replaced Mrs. Wilson's roof down the road. And the only reason I stopped is I was heading home. I never knocked doors, but the reason I stopped is your roof is like the exact same scenario as our last customer, Mrs. Williams. And what had happened with her is she had her insurance company come out and they told her she did not have enough damage, which sounded weird to us and even to her. And so she actually asked for a second opinion. We came out there and she was glad that she did because we ended up getting the insurance company to pay to replace the entire thing. But you have the exact same age and condition of roof as hers. And so I wouldn't be surprised if, have you already been told you don't have damage, or have you had the roof looked at? And then, so I've already primed them, and now they're going to answer, yeah, I had it looked at, and I didn't have any damage. Yeah, I had it looked at, the insurance company came out, I didn't have any damage. I'm going to follow that right up with, okay, perfect. I'm going to agree with them. Any objection ever, I agree with the objection, and then I ask a question. So, or introduce some new information. So they'll say, yeah, we're not interested. I had a roofing company look at it, and we brought our insurance company out, and there's no damage. And I'll say, oh, okay, I'm glad that you said that, because that's exactly why we're in your neighborhood. We specialize in the harder fought insurance claims, denied, delayed, underpaid claims. And so, more importantly than anything is you want to get a second opinion on some of these matters. And so I just want you to start digesting the idea that it's possible your insurance company and that other roofing company just got it wrong. And so one of two things is going to happen. In fact, I'll say, you know what? Tell you what, we're putting the cart before the horse here. We were talking about getting insurance, you're getting a new roof, they're going to pay, they're not going to pay, you have damage, you don't have damage. Tell you what, I'm going to jump up there. It'll take me about 10 minutes. You don't have to do anything, and I'm going to let you know when I'm leaving. Because one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to jump up there and take some pictures and come down and tell you there's no damage and they were correct. You didn't have to do anything, wasted no time. You just go back in the house. I'll be the one up in the hot sun. Or I'm going to come down with photographic evidence and I'm going to say I disagree with those people and I'm going to show you some pictures and you're going to decide whether which one has more merit or who you believe more. And that's all that we can offer you. However, I would be surprised. I mean, the damage isn't that bad, but there's definitely damage. So I'm going to go grab my ladder. Give me 10 minutes. You don't have to do anything, and I'll let you know when I'm leaving. Boom, turn and walk to your ladder. So I don't even ask them to get on their roof. I basically just tell them I'm getting on their roof, which we had another video of already, but I don't want to ask you a question I don't know the answer to. Hey, can I get on your roof? What if she says no? You know what I mean? Then I don't get to get on the roof. And I'm trying to get on that roof. So I don't understand the question thing. I know it comes off as hard in the beginning, but it's not. You know, it's just, hey, you know what? We're putting the cart before the horse, talking about this. I've got damage. You've got damage. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump up there. I'm going to do a quick inspection. Take me about 10 minutes. You don't have to do anything, and I'll let you know when I'm leaving. And I turn around and start walking. If they don't want me on their roof, they're going to have to go, hey, no, we're fine. You know, and then I'm still going to come back and say, well, let me ask you a question. When you say you're fine, do you mean you don't think there's any damage or you don't think the insurance that we're getting over on the insurance company, or why do you think your neighbors are getting roofs and you didn't? You know, I'm still going to ask you a couple more questions. I'm not a big fan of overcome 30 objections. I'm always overcome one. I'll overcome one, and their response, their reaction, it's like if they're just lying to me, or if I give them a really good point and they don't acknowledge it and they just move on, I'm not going to keep trying to overcome objections with that person because there's something they're not telling me. They're being dishonest about something. They're not giving me all the information, I should say. And so why keep overcoming objections? Because it really turns out they kept the money last time, or there's something they're embarrassed to tell us. And so if someone's acting weird when I overcome objections, I'm not just going to keep overcoming objections. However, if they're just not fully understanding that, hey, there's a chance, you're not done here yet, there's a chance that you can still get your roof approved, assuming we can find damage, I will keep overcoming those objections if I think they're being honest and they're just misinformed. And so that's the best way I already have damage, or the insurance company told me I don't have any damage. And so fool around with it and see if you like it, but don't ask to get on their roof. Tell them you're getting on their roof.